Hey, 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 what's up, collective? It's your girl. It's me. Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, which one you meant to see it, it's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. These messages are for entertainment, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. And maybe you just might learn something. Right? Something new. I always do. Freedom. Alright, we're going to get a higher self oracle to get to the root of the message. What would your higher self tell you? Right? What would your higher self say to you? What would your higher self say, Spirit? What would the collective's higher self say? I'm going to get a couple of these because I know every message can't be for everyone, so I'll get a couple. Okay, we have happiness. Alright. Your higher self would say that happiness is important. Make happiness a priority. Make your happiness a priority as well. Just like you make everybody else's, make sure you make your life a priority. What we got here? We have change. Maybe your higher self would say to you that that some kind of change was necessary or is necessary, that you will like the change, right? That it could you were embody or call in is what I'm hearing. More positive energy. I'll come back to that one. I'm gonna come back to that one because this is about some kind of transformation. It doesn't necessarily mean a transformation to bring you happiness. Happiness is one aspect of your higher self, right? Your happiness, we question that all the time. What makes us happy, right? And then change, this is, I feel like, you're changing from the way and associating yourself with things that no longer bring you that happiness, right? And that could be hard because those are things that are familiar, right? Okay. Alright, this one want to pop out. Confusion, love. So some of you could be feeling confused, right? Especially when it's time to walk away from the familiar and embark on something we've never experienced before, but we feel called to do so. There could be a lot of fear, a lot of confusion. Am I going in the right direction? Is it me? You know what I mean? Yes, it's you in a way. It's your higher self trying to tell you that, or assist you in elevating in your soul's purpose, which is to experience, right? And then we have this confusion. What would your higher self say about confusion? Can I get one more, please, Spirit? Then we had clear your energy. Okay, so your higher self will tell you that if you're feeling some kind of confusion at this time, foggy, not sure what to do, Spirit said take a spiritual cleanse. Cleanse your energy. Yeah, you could be taking on other people's energy, alright? Because every day that we interact with people, whether they family, friends, our children, it don't matter, it's an exchange of energy, right? And whatever they're dealing with, you can encompass it as well, right? Because especially if you have an energetic connection, it's like with your kids, you can see, baby, what's wrong? You haven't been eating your food or something. There's something going on in school, friends or something like that. You can tell even with your spouse, your friends, people you work with, you can tell, right? So you could be embodying other people's energy. You could be an empath. All right. Let me leave it. Nature. Yeah, some of you guys need to get out in nature. I want to use these cards here. Shadow work oracle cards. Let's get a couple of cards here. What is it that we need to do here, Spirit? So yeah, so some of you guys need to definitely clean your energy. Yep, take your spiritual baths. However you do that, you wipe down your computer and stuff at work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get you some crystals. Put at your desk. Yeah. Because you could be very well. This could even be about you not being happy at your job anymore, right? Or with something that you're doing, right? And the people that are around you, it's like, yeah, you take on you have taken on this role in people's lives. Either you're a sounding board, they come to you for advice. You know, y'all are just, you're in each other's lives, right? So that means, yeah, cleanse your energy, collective, because that's where all this mumbled energy is coming. This heavy, dense energy, like a fog, like you can't really, make a solid fucking decision and about moving on with your own life. You could be feeling really fatigued, like unmotivated, I'm hearing, okay? What we got here? Oh, these flying out. We got defensive. Look at that. Unseen resistance to unresolved issues. Explore with curiosity, reflection, acceptance, and growth. Well, we know this is a defensive energy here. Maybe you have been resistant to explore your own happiness. We can be so programmed into the way things have been. It's like, but do you not know that, I'll say for a parent, that when your children grow up, they go on to get their own lives, right? And sometimes a lot of people, they put their whole life into raising children and, kids and family and husband is being a caretaker to others, right? And this is where we forget about us. And some of y'all could be saying, well, I love being a parent and I love being there for my children and my husband. Yes, that was your whole life. I know, I get it. But there's clearly something that's going on within your energy right now that's saying to you, what else, what's next? What can I do for me? Right? What do I fucking like? Come on, man. What do I even like? Come on. Can I get another shadow? Jumbled thoughts. What did I say? This is the second time. Confusion. The mind can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. Confusion, anxiety, and escape. Some of you could be trying to hide from your soul calling. This calling for you to move forward, to do something else. Some of you guys could be called to do volunteer work, because I seen that. Like, do volunteer work, volunteer your time, helping others. Okay, some of you that are nurturers and you want to be there for people, especially at this times, right? That could be something I find helpful whenever I'm feeling, the self-centeredness, right? The triangle of self-obsession, like everybody needs to be focused on me at this time. I got to understand, I do enough of that by myself, right? People have lives. People do what they want to do, and nobody should be mad about that. It's a choice. We all have a choice, right? So I take that energy and I go out and help somebody that's less fortunate. You know what I mean? That's me. There's a lot of confusion, anxiety, and also some escapism I'm picking up as well. So some of you guys could be drinking, smoking, sex, eating, procrastinating, just low vibrational things to keep you from addressing the elephant in your own mind. And that's in the room, and that's you. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. It's something about the resistance to change. You've gotten real comfortable with the way things were, but life evolves. Things change. Nothing ever stays the same. Have you ever seen an older person and They set in their ways, and the first thing come out somebody's mouth is that's who they are. They set in their ways. You know what I mean? You ain't no change in their mind, right? Yeah. Okay, what we got here? The unknown. Ooh, fear of the unknown. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Surrender, curiosity, and faith. What's it gonna be like? Especially when we get older. Is it too late to? It's too late to start trying to do this thing or that thing. Please do something safe. I'm just saying, because I know I got us some roller skates, nigga. Yeah, I'm like, do something fucking safe. Even though in our mind we think we can do that shit, but our body, we can't do that shit. All right, self-reflection. Cleanse your energy. Yes, especially cleanse your energy. Once you cleanse your energy, then you'll start to be more aware of your feelings, and those feelings that don't belong to you, those dissipate. Right? You have to be grounded to recognize your energy from other people's energy. If you're not in the energy of anxiety, there's nothing going on around you that makes you anxious, then that anxiety is not yours. Right? Looking inward helps you to see what to improve, to make better choices. Awareness and improvement. And your faith, right? You have to surrender the unknown, right? Because nobody knows everything. You can possibly know something that's going to happen in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Till that shit get here. When that bridge comes, cross that bridge when you get there. Listen, emotional release. Somebody needs to release something. Letting go creates space for new beginnings. Catharsis and purification. What's catharsis mean? Oh, my phone is charging. Anyway, let's keep going. I think that's like being just numb and like zombie, like not really doing nothing, not really making no move either way. Stuck. Shedding the illusions. Come on now. Right up under cleanse your energy, shedding the illusions, and self-reflection. Exactly. When you self-reflect, when you accept your position in your life at this time, when things are at peace in your life at this time, there's, you ain't struggling trying to hold, everything is in its place. You know what I'm saying? That's a place of peace, right? And when you do your self-reflection, you look around and you'll see that God has given you everything that you need. There's not even nothing that you, like a stable, like food, the rent being paid, you got heat, you got clean clothes, you know what I'm saying? You got the basic fucking needs, right? And they're being met every day. Yeah, we want other things. Yeah, we may want more things, but that takes work. Nigga, you gonna do work? I'm just saying, shed the illusion. The first step is awareness. The second is acceptance. What did I just say? Reality, honesty, and self-love. And you have to learn how to be okay in the small position that you're in. Much is given, much is required. If you can't handle having a little bit, how the fuck you gonna handle having a lot? I'm just saying. What else we got here? Sacred boundaries. Respecting and honoring our limits sets us free. Assertiveness and self-care. Yeah, be assertive about taking care of yourself. Be assertive when you say no. I need to do something for myself, or I just have enough for myself. Hello? But see, you all know that all depends on where your level of faith is. What we got here? Self-compassion. Listen. That same love you give everybody, that same unconditional understanding, empathy. Right? Looking past the offense and looking at, where'd it come from. Embracing imperfection helps you find strength, growth, mindset, and resilience. Absolutely. Yes, and learning how to set healthy boundaries with people. We have to learn how to set healthy boundaries. We're supposed to learn those things as, growing up as children. But, those lines become blurred when it's a family member, right? When it's a friend or something like that, right? That overstep your boundaries. And you know what I'm saying? It's like giving out those mixed fucking signals, yeah. Learn how to have self-compassion for yourself, and have self-compassion for yourself for the choices that you made that maybe didn't go so well in your favor, right? Thank you, Spirit. Heal through art. Okay, some of you guys need to, or could be artists. Explore your feelings. Express your shadows in art and let healing unfold. Some of you guys could be artistic, whether this is music, paints, pencils, tarot, whatever it is. Express your shadow in the work that you do. Those deep repressed feelings, those things that you don't know how to express, right? Explore your feelings. Delve into insecurities and unresolved emotions, authentic closure and peace. Wow. So Spirit is saying, have compassion on yourself as you heal through all these unresolved emotions, these traumas, these misconceptions, these disappointments, right? These heartbreaks. Because each and every situation, made us who we are. It has molded us into the people that we are. Having hope. Navigate your shadows with compassion and gentleness. Right, I just said that. Be patient and have self-compassion. Okay. All right. I was gonna get this. I wanted to do some kipper, but I think the kipper just might throw the energy off a little bit. I don't want to do that. What's the message here, Spirit? I may throw a couple of them out there. But if this confirms the last two pulls, yeah, we're going to leave it as it is. Yeah, Spirit says time to go deep in that well, right? Because the only way that you're going to find the happiness you're looking for is never outside of us. It's always inside. But the reason we can't find it inside is because we have all this trauma that's covering it up, right? That's keeping it down, that's keeping it hidden, that keeps us confused, right? That we try to hide. We try to run away from, what was that other word? Escapism, right? Smoking. Take my own advice, right? Spirit, I want one more to make my spread look better. Sorry. That ain't or what, but I need one more to make my spread look right. Can I get, because there got to be another message here. What else, Spirit? Anything else the collective needs to know? Okay. Confront your fears. Wow. Good child. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Bravery, healing, and reclaim your power. Wow. Feathered omens. Even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions, self-deceit, illusions, and secrets. Peacock. Somebody peacocking. Anyway, let's stay down here. Confront your fears. Right? The things that you are afraid to take a look at, those wounds that you're afraid to pull the Band-Aid off and see if they heal, and no, they got pus in them. It might be infected. Okay, yeah, it might be infected. You might need to see a doctor. Yeah, some y'all might need to have somebody to talk to, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, especially when we don't understand how we feel. Especially when we don't understand the feelings and the emotions. What's going on here, Spirit? Spiritual strength and authority in the reverse. Some of you could be having confusion about your spirituality. I don't know why I heard somebody say the do's and the don'ts of spirituality. I feel like spirituality, there is no do's and don'ts. I mean, with anything in life, any moral thing in life, right, there's do's and don'ts. So that's a given. That's just like the foundation that everything else is laid on, the do's and the don'ts, right? So ain't gotta be no specific. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. Go on your own moral compass, right? You don't need people to tell you what's right and wrong. You already know. You already know. And we know when we make choices to align ourselves with people that have an understanding of what is right and wrong. They know what they be doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, not to get away from the message, but yeah, can nobody fool you when they act like they don't know what they're doing. Yes, they do. They got a choice, they got a compass, they got something inside that maybe I fucking shouldn't. Stop playing with me. What we got here, Spirit? The throat chakra. Speak your truth. Speak up for yourself. Sacred boundaries. This is speak up for yourself. Respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. Listen, learning to say no. Learn to say I ain't got it. When you don't have it, don't go out and try to fucking make it happen. That's not your job. That's the universe's and whoever needs its job. What's the message here, Spirit? Their failure to plan is not your emergency. If you don't want it to be, that would be totally up to you. But what I'm trying to say is for you to speak your truth, to speak your true feelings, right? How you feel about things. What do you want to experience? Speak up. Ask for what you want. The Spirit said, take it there. What that mean? Take it there. Somebody may have need to hear that. Take it there, because I don't know. Maybe somebody would say, I don't know if I should take it there. Spirit said, take it there. So take it there. Whoever that's for. Yeah. Maybe some of you guys have been quiet about how you feel about, whatever's going on. Something, about your feelings, how you feel about something. And maybe you need to speak that truth, Tell somebody how. Look, your intuition and the throat chakra. Wow. Emotional loss. Listen to your intuition. I feel like if some of you guys are motivational speakers or influencers, they use your voice, your message, your higher self. Ooh, this was a higher self reading, right? Yeah. The throat chakra. Listen to your intuition. So some of you guys could be speakers. Okay, Spirit, I'm really getting a strong, it's time for you to use your voice for something. All right? Your intuition, you're wise, you're able. Some teachers, I'm hearing, if you're a teacher, okay? Maybe some of you could have been doubting if you're good enough to teach what you know, what you learned, right? What you healed through with your art. I'm picking up like a singer, rapper or something. Could be older. Some of you guys could be gospel singers, I'm hearing. What's going on here, Spirit? The throat chakra and the intuition. Bringing your head and your heart into alignment is what I'm hearing. What we got here? Child, look at that. Suffering in silence. This is giving me carrying your burdens, carrying your cross, right? The cross is your cross to bear. This is almost giving me like, you wandering out into the desert to find yourself. That's what I'm hearing. You've been trying to find yourself. Maybe some of you may feel like you had to do this by yourself, do this alone. You may have felt like, you were suffering, but I feel like there's that underneath that understanding that it's something that you have to undergo. Something that you have. This is some kind of transformation that you're recognizing and you're realizing it is something that you had to undergo. in order to get to wherever, you're being led, I guess, right? The silence, the not worrying people, not it's like even when you didn't ask anybody for anything. You feeling me? You accepted what you had, and if you couldn't get it, then you did without that kind of energy. It's giving me a hermit energy. But it's definitely something about your throat. Authority. Under whose authority? You're under authority. Ooh, child, the universe. God damn. Make no mistake about this. Spirit said, don't make no mistake about whose authority this is. Ooh, oh my. Yes. Yes. Ooh, wee. So, heartache and loss. You're under the authority of the universe, and you're surrendering to it, and you're allowing things to be detached from you. The energy of dependency, the energy of isolation, as if how a lot of people don't like to be by themselves. A lot of people cannot be by themselves. That they listen. A lot of people listen. It don't matter. A lot of people can't be by themselves. But I feel like you have managed to like undergo your transformation, like go into the cocoon and go through the metamorphosis, which is the suffering in silence, right? And with this authority in the universe, when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and it dissolves, right? Everything's left up to the fucking universe. There's nothing they can do to make the outcome, because they have no real physical power. They can't do nothing. They're liquefied. And they allow the universe, right, to bring them back whole but different. It's like putting putting a gold statue in the heat and melting it down and making something else out of it. You gotta trust the potter. Ooh, come on, man. You gotta trust the potter. Yes, sir. Heartache and loss. This could have been really hard for you to let go. Trust the potter. That he's making you into something better, something new, a new creation, a new first fruit. Come on now. Anything else, Spirit? Wow. Okay now. You are not under that law. You are under God's law. And that's what happens when we surrender our lives and we turn our life and our will over to God. Man, listen. Yeah, that shit hurts like a motherfucker. Let me tell you. Because what it's doing is what do you call it? Detoxing us from the world. Right? From worldly desires. Right. From worldly beliefs. The belief that if you don't have such and such and such, then you're not up to par as a society sees it. That's bullshit. Those are people that are perishing, Spirit said. That they keep running after the material thing to make them. Those are the ones that are perishing, Spirit said. They don't even realize that they're under the control of whatever it is. Look, obstacles and challenges. Overcoming, trusting. You got fairies, you got spirit guides that watch over you as you go through this change. As you go in as the caterpillar and you come out as this butterfly. This metamorphosis I'm hearing. Come on, Spirit. Obstacles and challenges. And I can't imagine being a caterpillar and being dissolved. How painful could that be, right? Being isolated and by yourself, and you ain't got nobody to go through that shit with you. Right? And trusting God, right? With your life, with your body, with everything. Maybe that's what death is like. I don't know. I'm just saying, when you go in and you change and you come out as something else. Child, look at this. Shadow. Ooh-wee. Yes. Yes, you will have obstacles and challenges as you try to integrate your light with your shadow. Your shadow is not there to scare you, to make you a bad person. Your shadow came to be to protect you. Because you had to use your shadow in order to navigate the woods, right? You had to become those things that would harm you. In a sense, right? And then recognizing that you have a light side of you as well, and that's where you're trying to go. You're trying to get to that place where you can be liquefied and made into a new, and that's going to be your integration. Because everything that you go into the cocoon with, the bad and the light, is going in there with you. And God gonna make a new thing with it. And He gonna use those bad times and those bad things for you to help usher and help others not be afraid to make the fucking change. Thank you, Spirit. Integrating the shadow and the light. Come on, man. That's what shadow work is. Don't be afraid of who you are. You know who you are. You know why you do what you do. Accept that. Okay, I did that. I know why I did it. Look. Positive forward movement. Yes. Yep. Now it's time for you to go on. Now that you know what you know, now that you've integrated, do not be afraid to move on and experience life. It's not meant for you to learn it and then just stay stuck and be afraid to move because you're scared you're going to do it again. You're not going to do it again. You're not going to do it again because you understand your dark side. You could wake up to that bitch in the morning and be like, what's up? Yeah, we ain't going to need you today. But then you could come along, right? Just in case somebody want to act the fuck up. But I'm just saying, that's who you are. It's a part of who you are. You cannot take that away. You can't take it off and throw it away and act like, oh, it never happened. No, you cannot. You have to integrate that shit. You have to love yourself through that shit. Let God love you through that ugliness. Your destiny, baby. 10. Cycles complete. Yes, you have integrated. Listen, you sacrificed what you needed to. You followed your highest. This is what your highest self will tell you. That it's okay for you to sacrifice those things that you're afraid to let go, that you're afraid that you could be going, nah, it's okay. Because it's part of your destiny. All of those people that you had to become, all those people you had to be in order to survive up until this point, bring them all into the house, baby, because they're all a part of you. All right? Okay? All right. So that's the message, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next one. Y'all stay up. Deuces.